Hello, I'm ArchieLuxury. Welcome to the program Fuckaroonies. Hello, Fuckaroonies. And today I'd like to continue the series where I look at important moments in my life where I really fell in love with luxury goods. And, as I've mentioned there was never much products around, but once I'd had the seeds planted through international advertising, through media placements in movies and cool shit like that, I was all raring to go. I can remember, I remember reading American Psycho. That was a great novel, a lot of brand names in there. I never heard of half this fucking shit. And I remember Die Hard, the original Die Hard, where she's working for that Japanese corporation, Ugasaki Corp, whatever the fucking place was called. And she got a solid gold Rolex President as a gift. It was a Rolex. And I remember the little smart-ass fucker in that movie, he used a fountain pen. That was his sword. And, that was a great movie. Yippee-yay-yay, motherfucker. A great movie with Bruce Willis there. And times, I slowly started to get more and more into the brand names and quality luxury goods. And it's you just need a bit of a seed planted and you're off. And I suppose it gave me a feeling of superiority. I never really felt in with, my peer group. I was always, I always felt I just never really felt in with them. They weren't accepting and I wasn't really, I was a bit of a loner. And the possession of luxury goods, it just verified that I was so much more superior to these nasty fuckers than they would ever be. And, it made me an international man, a man of mystery. I mean, a European car. I mean, even though it only had a 1.8 litre four-cylinder fucking 83 kilowatt engine, it was still a German car. And then, you want to be a international player. And I remember on TV the Alfred Dunhill advertisements. I so badly wanted a Dunhill briefcase.
At Dunhill, our philosophy is simple. Every item that bears the name Dunhill must be useful. It must work dependably. It must last. It must be beautiful. It must be the best of its kind.
I mean, it has to work dependably. It must work dependably. It must be beautiful. Whatever the fucking shit they were saying, it must be the best of its kind. And I was sucked in. Luxury goods. Yes, the Alfred Dunhill advertisement. And there were other great advertisements. I mean, fuck. There was the BMW 5 Series advertisement. I mean, if you were, this wasn't a 3 Series, this was the 5. Very aspirational model. And if, you could be young, you could have a sexy girlfriend who got really fucked off with you at times, and your Beamer could beat the train. What a cool thing. It was it was the ultimate driving machine. And I gotta say, I love those ads. the BMW, the Alfred Dunhill products. These were quality things. They were a cut above. And I must admit, it was only when I was in my early 20s that I realized that I was in my early 20s before I realized that there is no such thing as an international passport. You know, the PeterStuyvesant commercial in the cinemas. PeterStuyvesant, your international smoking passport to pleasure. And I didn't realize there's no such thing as you have a passport, that's it. There's no international passport.
California on the move.
This is KNXT Los Angeles. It is 1 minute past midnight.
C-A-L-I-N. O-R-N-I-N. California.
Come to California, we are on the move. Come to California, we are on the move.
California, California, on the move, on the move, on the move.
California, on the move. California, on the move. California, on the move, on the move.
They call it the Sunshine State. From Malibu to Laguna Beach, it's California, where everything's new and on the move. Take a galactic trip or a Jedi ride into the future, where Conan comes alive in the City of Stars. First stop, Universal Studios, Hollywood, USA.
Welcome to Universal Studios. You are on galactic space. Be prepared for anything.
We are being invaded. We are being invaded.
Full alert, alert, full alert, alert. Prepare for ice tunnel ejection. Ejection complete.
In the age of Merlin, eons ago, a boy drew a sword from a rock and became Conan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Universal Studios present the good, the bad, and sharpshooting Sam. Well, that's it. We thank y'all for visiting Universal Studios.
America's Six Flags Magic Mountain. Watch the U.S. pro diving team shaping up for the LA Summer Olympics. And fly the rails to see the Six Flags ski team in action. Just for the fun of it, chase the laughs in the 360-degree roll around the revolution. And roar in a razzle of a ride down the incredible Colossus. Before you fly, take a spin and ski barefoot, or make a lively stop and electrobop or breakdance where the action is down on Sunset Strip. California on the move, from Six Flags Magic Mountain to Conan's Universal Tour. A suncoast of fiction and fantasy. That's LA today. California on the move. This is the exciting world of PeterStuyvesant. Alive, vibrant, full of fun. PeterStuyvesant, the international passport to smoking pleasure.
And it was so suave. You got the, it never dawned on me that in the PeterStuyvesant ads, there's two couples. They each get a Corvette. It just seems so fucking cool. I mean, why would you go for the Chevy Caprice if you could get two Corvettes? Well, wouldn't that be the cooler way to go? And it was only years later I realized, fuck, why didn't they get a fucking minivan? And it wouldn't have been cool. It wouldn't have been cool to turn up in a minivan. I mean, it's so cool to turn up in in two Corvettes. And I can understand this shit, I can understand it. But the advertising, you want to be an international, you want to be a cut above your peers. There were products you could buy that would fulfill that niche in your mind.
When Parker first made the Duofold, they made it as you'd expect, in the good, old-fashioned way. Today, with the very latest technology to call on, Parker have improved the pen beyond recognition. Yet it remains as elegant in design as it always was. If only everything could evolve that way.
And I gotta say, fuckers, it kind of, it gave me an air of superiority. And when, I remember writing with a beautiful Parker, gold-plated Parker, and I thought I was hot shit. And then I got a Rolex, and it was just so nicely done compared to a Seiko 5. So nicely built and so nicely done. And there was criticism. My dad said to me, how could you spend so much money on a watch? He'd recently bought an Omega Seamaster, and it's not even automatic. Sorry, doesn't even have a date feature, and it's got a plastic glass. Because I had the 1016, and I was a bit shitty that I didn't get the 14270, the sapphire crystal version. But I thought, oh well, I'm just learning, And I didn't realize that the one I had would become that would be the desired one. And it's so funny. You look back on these things were implanted in your mind. And I remembered I had a friend, Mark, if you're watching the program, he said, oh, you got the poor. He used to always like to put people down, Mark. He was a bit of a narcissistic fucker. But he said, oh, you got the poor man's Rolex. He doesn't even have the big logo like the Datejust. It was an Explorer 1. And, fuck Mark, that fucker made me a lot of money. And Mark, actually, I can't be too hard on Mark because he started lending me classic car magazines. And I started to read about classic cars, and the penny dropped. They had ads for Louis Vuitton. There was French luggage. And it started to fall all together. Classy. There was the Dunhill briefcase, French luggage, the old suitcases, Rolex watches. Oh, it was amazing. And I was a man of quality, and people treated me differently because I was a cut above. And then I went into the fashion. I started wearing Yves Saint Laurent shirts, Christian Dior shirts, Christian Dior ties, and it was a really good fit, really nice time. And then it was a while before I found out what a Patek Philippe was. It was quite a while. It was only when I discovered a vintage dealer who he mentioned the brand, and I used to call it Patek Philippe. Sorry, Philippe Patek. That's right, Philippe Patek. I used to always confuse it. And Archie the novice, Archie the green novice. You wouldn't believe it now, but there you go, fuckers. That's another tale in the ArchieLuxury legacy of quality goods. See you later, fuckers.